Hey everyone, you're watching the Esperanza 243. This is Long Live Menavia, part 30. Which is exciting considering, I know I've told you guys that I wanted it to be an even number. Well, it will be an even number, but I wanted it to be 30 videos. But I did try that, as I told you guys in one of my other videos, and it did not work. So it's going to be 32 videos instead, as I keep repeating. Oh, did I show you guys this? This is pretty neat. Since my grandma is moving to this really fancy place, which is actually not too far from my work. It's actually not too far from my work. Oh, that's where it sounds. Bing! Bowling pin! And not only is it a bowling pin, it's a pen! Hey-ya! It doesn't work, because it's so old-fashioned. Not that I'm saying my grandma's old. What am I saying? Sorry, Grandma. Even though you don't really watch my stuff. Sorry. I'm sure she might, though, since she's moving to this fancy space. So she's having to get rid of a lot of her stuff since she's moving into this place. Oh, which reminds me, I'm helping her move into it. I need to talk to my mom. But she did have to get rid of a lot of her stuff, so my mom's kitchen is filled with kitchen junk, which is awesome which means I have to go to my mom's and figure out what I want to keep. No plates, I already have enough. No cups, I already have enough. Although my mom is starting to get claustrophobic of all the coffee cups she has collected. Finally. It's been driving me nuts. Or not claustrophobic, but she's finally realizing how much coffee cups she has, which is really relieving for me because she's always had so much. Cut it out, Allison. So I am definitely going to get more pots and pans, which would be nice considering I want to make healthy food now. I'm tired of getting TV dinners and stuff like that. Anyways, I do have pictures and a video to upload on, or videos, I should say, to upload on Facebook. Not just on my Facebook page, but also my actual Facebook. Some stuff is of me and my best friend Anna, and the others are of my work. My work I'm going to put on my actual page, because I guess I'm just not comfortable putting it on my actual Facebook. At least not yet. I'd have to talk to one of my managers, one of my bosses. This reminds me, I still need to talk to her about the flow trip. Anyways, let's get to the reading, I suppose. Yeah, let's get to the reading. Because I'm running out of things to say already. So part 29 recap. Where were we in part 29 anyways? Oh yeah, one of the men Caprice overheard about overthrowing the current rulers of Menavia. One of the men caught her snooping, and they fought. He got away, she got a wound, and wow, I'm being really dramatic here. Sarcasm intended. And then she bumps into Bruno, or not Bruno. She bumps into Cassius Baldwin. She talks to Bruno. She tells him about what she overheard, and they end up finding the prince and talking to him. And that's actually where we are. So let's get to it. Calmly and relaxed. Caprice stiffened, and he noticed that immediately. Please, explain, or please, speak your mind. I did not tell her they were true. She believed I was the young lady. I told her she was right. She paused. I am the young lady who looks like Princess Mariona. Several people heard that and looked at her. She eyed them nervously. Prince Nicole smiled. I believe we should have a toast. As a servant walked by with a tray of filled wine glasses, he stopped the person. Signor Baldwin took two. He turned toward Caprice when she spoke up. Your Highness, may I look at your glass for a moment? I thought I saw something in there. He raised his brows, knowing there was nothing but wine in there. Could it be she has a crush? He thought. He handed her the glass out of curiosity. She took it, though a few seconds after she observed the wine glass. Signor Baldwin stepped on her foot. She gasped as the glass tipped in an angle. Wine fell out of the glass and onto the young, well-built man standing next to them. Caprice bit her lower lip. I am so sorry, sir, she told him in Catalan. The man gave her a dark look. She looked at the Signor. Don't do that. You could have wounded me. I am sorry, Caprice. I did not intend to do so. I hope I am not bleeding. Maybe I could find someone who could check it out. The Signor nodded. Where was that man I met earlier? I think his name was Didac? She started to look around, but kept her eyes on the man's face. His eyes were scrunched as he became confused, thinking. The man walked away in a huff, figuring out what she was talking about. Caprice leaned to Signor Baldwin's ear and whispered, That was perfect timing. I couldn't figure out what to do with the wine. Thank you. He nodded his welcome. They smiled. I get the feeling you and Cassius know the cause of this. Would you care to explain? For once, Signor Baldwin hesitated. I would love to, Your Highness, but in order to do so, we need to speak in private. He gave her a look. I believe you are right. Follow me. The Signor spoke up. Would you mind if we involve Princess Fanchon? She needs to know this. Prince Nicole thought about it and said yes. After reaching the princess, they left the party and went to a far room so no one from the party could hear. What is the meaning of this? I do not like being parted from my guests. She looked a tad upset. Your Highness, I can explain. The prince and princess looked at her. Earlier, I was exploring the palace. I overheard a conversation between some men. They were plotting against you. How can you be certain? That was when Caprice told her story. She told of what she heard. She was about to get to the part of a fight when the prince stopped her. I have heard enough. Yes, Your Highness. She bowed her head. The prince smiled. Thank you, Miss Caprice, for saving my life. She looked up at him with pleasant surprise. Is there any way I could repay you? She sighed and shook her head with a smile. Being in your presence is enough for me, Your Highness, she replied, curtsying. Do you remember Aina Fournier? Princess Fanchon suddenly asked. Caprice looked at her and nodded. She told me something that interested me. When she met you, you told her you wanted to meet us for a short amount of time. Surely you have heard of us in Meltrova as well, have you not? Your Highness, Your Highness, Caprice never heard of you until she came to Menavia. Caprice nodded. That is true. I have wished to meet you two sometime after I arrived here. I have good reason as well. Continue, Prince Nicole said. I have word that Prince Frederic and Princess Mariona are alive. The princess gasped as her husband went pale. How do you know? I met them not too long ago, after I met my brother. What do you mean? Aina told me you were an only child. I was raised as an only child, yes. I came to Menavia with a letter for Signor Baldwin. Since then, he has trained me well. You trained her? The Signora looked at Caprice. Did you bring the envelope? She nodded. This was the envelope the letter came in, she said after taking it out. She gave it to the prince and princess. I have the letter secured in my room. It has the royal seal, the prince cried. I do not understand. Monsieur Chevalier helped Princess Mariona after she gave birth. He gasped. Was it a girl or boy? It was both. She had twins. 2 men took the baby boy to a kind couple here in Inra. Monsieur Chevalier took the baby girl safe outside Menavia. Princess Fanchon gasped. The prince looked at her. You are Mariona's daughter. I am. Prince Nicole numbly sat down in a chair. I cannot believe. I bought dresses for my niece. Nicole, are you well? Nicole, are you well? Signor Baldwin asked. After a few moments, he sighed and then covered his face one hand at a time. Are you well? Caprice repeated. He uncovered his face and looked at her. I knew they had to be alive. He paused, though I did not know if they would ever come back. It was quiet as Fanchon came to him and comforted him. Where is your brother? I would like to meet him. Caprice gasped and looked at Signor Baldwin. I forgot about him. She looked at her aunt and uncle. If you do not mind, may I please go back to the party for a few minutes? My brother is in there. She and Nicole nodded. Caprice hastened out the room and headed to the party. After entering the party, she looked for Nicolau. It took her a minute to find him. He was walking toward her. She smiled. What's going on? And that is where I'll stop. So exciting. Ooh, and it's almost 3 o'clock. Cool. I can call my ride. I can call the guys who take me to work, and yeah, I'm getting stuff done today. This is so cool. I'm stuttering again. I suppose I will talk to you guys later. I am still trying to figure out what to do next after I finish this project, so it might be a while before I do another video, book reading wise, I mean, because I really do want to do a book that I did not write. I want to do I want to read a book that's not very well known, but also, you know, but that's also kind of, you know, a popular topic. I already have an idea of what I want to do, but which book to read, but it's really long. It's really long. And I'm actually not sure if the author is still alive, considering how old the series is. I'm just going to be reading the first book. I'm not going to read the whole series, because that's just problematic. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I will see you guys next time. The next video you will see will be Long Live Menavia Part 31. So exciting. This is the Esperanto 243 signing out.